Hello, it's Blair Denwette here from Kirkcaldy Reminiscence Group. I'm here today in Bartys in Kirkcaldy to talk with Roy Greig about his experience, his life in Kirkcaldy as a youngster.
I can easily tell you that when I was born, 7 Fitzroy Street in Desert, apparently the big explorer was born there too, they tell me. Went across Australia, McDougall, Stuart. Apparently, I don't know. I've no researched that. I was born in 7 Fitzroy Street, Desert, on the 26th of July 1947, and that's been just over 79.
Right.
We then moved from my mum and dad, and my mum and my dad, he was in the army.
Right.
But we got a house, flat, along Link Street. It was 210 Link Street.
Right.
And how the hell do I remember that? And my sister was born when we were there. She's a year and 9 months younger than me. She died about 10 years ago now. Just smoking and things. Yeah. We were there till I was about 5, and then we flitted to a flat in Valley Gardens.
Right.
And that's where the Denwettes come in.
Right. Right.
And we were there for quite a long time. And I was one of the first pupils in the Valley School when it opened, because it opened that same year.
So, where about in Valley Gardens?
150.
150, which, right, I'm thinking about the flats.
Yep.
Is it the...
Come down Valley View,
Yep.
turn right, that set of flats, next set of flats, in us.
Right.
And just after that was the cul-de-sac.
Where we were.
Bingo.
Fantastic. Aye. Now, Rob Beatson.
Oh, I ken that name.
Well, I think he was in the flat, that same block. There was Rob and there was his big brother. And his father used to do repairs, car repairs, up in the cul-de-sac.
It depends when he was in that flat, because we moved for there. I know everybody in that flat. McKeeve, Mitchell, Richie, Paolo, Roos and Greg, which is us. Next door I can always tell you the same, but there wasn't a Beatson. The Rob Beatson's ringing bells. There wasn't a Beatson there, and there wasn't a Beatson in there. There was one at the bottom flat as you come down Valley View. That I don't know, but Rob Beatson's ringing bells.
No. When you think about Commercial Street, Chiga Road, there was our cul-de-sac. And then the next block along towards Valley School.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Right, that's my pal, my best pal, right for 8-year-old, was Ronnie Moon. And he stayed...
No, I know Ronnie Moon.
Yes.
Did he play guitar?
Yep, a ukulele. Now.
Oh, good God. I've never heard his name for about 60, 70 years. Ronnie Moon. I didn't think he stayed there though. But
Ronnie was my best pal for 8-year-old, and I still go about him to this day. And it's absolute magic.
Well.
But there was the lad across the cul-de-sac for him, I'm sure his name was McPherson. Now he would be ages with you when it went to Valley School. George Darragh.
Now George Darragh is how I know you, or the name Miles.
That's it.
It came for George Darragh.
That's it.
Because George Darragh was my best mate for years.
And he died.
What a shock that was.
Wasn't it?
I was at Sky, and I come in one day. I used to do a lot of different things at Sky. I was on the board of the pension and everything. Yeah. And George Darragh, what are you doing here? He looked lost, and I'm just starting, and I said, you going to be okay here? I don't know. Then I never saw him again. And the next thing I read, he's a bit chilly in the 5-3 press.
Terrible.
What a shock.
Jim, his brother, Jim Darragh, he's on Facebook.
He is indeed, yes.
Aye. Anyway, back to you.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
No. That's what it's all about. It's about recalling memories. And, aye. How do we associate with people?
Aye. Well, that's not good fun.
But Valley Gardens, I'm trying to think this. There were the twins.
The Roy twins. We lived in, as you come past my house, in the next flat anyway, next flat, then there was the cul-de-sac, then there was the next block of flats, and the Roys stayed in there.
Right. So what were their names? Do you mind?
Oh, hell. All I remember is my friend Keith Roos at that time was going out with one of them. This is for the tape now. And I said, and she was both bonny lasses. And I says, he's still going, oh, what was their name? Went, no, Pape. And I looked at him, honestly, I'd never heard that word before.
No.
I didn't understand it, so I asked a few folk, and it meant the Catholic. And I still didn't understand what he was on about.
No.
To me, people are people,
Of course they are.
you know, and that sort of relationship never blossomed to anything. But what was their names?
Was it? I can't mind. My sister Linda, she used to.
Linda Denwette. No, I know. I remember a Linda Denwette. Yes.
Aye, that's my sister.
Yes. Yes.
There were the three of us.
Right. That's right. Linda, Blair,
And Miles.
and that's it.
Aye.
I couldn't figure out Karen, but which
My daughter.
Gotcha.
Aye. So, Valley Primary. Tell me about Valley Primary.
Loved it. First time, Miss Burrow was the headmaster.
That's right.
Headmistress. Bit of spinster. Miss Burrow. That doesn't matter in this day and age. My teacher was Miss Melville, and everybody adored her. Everybody. And it just so happened, the lady that I married first was in the same class.
Oh, right.
But I don't remember that.
No.
So she showed me a class photograph. I went, that's the class I was in, because I recognised other people. And there she
This
was.
was. So it was Mr. Wood that was
Mr. Wood was the Big Mick.
Big Mick.
Yeah,
Aye,
Ronald
big-
Wood.
Aye, that's right.
He wrote the books, the easy readers.
That's right.
He wrote these books.
Aye, very good. Well, talking about primary school.
Swift readers, sorry. Swift readers.
Swift readers.
He bought them, Johnny and Jenny books. He wrote them, Swift readers.
So, when you moved from Dysart to Valley Gardens, how old would you be then?
Well, I moved from Dysart to the Links. I'd be about
Aye.
2, 3, maybe 2, nearly 2, because my sister was born when we were in Dysart, in the Links, as far as I remember, and I hated her. Well, I was getting all the attention.
Aye.
And all of a sudden I wasn't.
Aye.
You know, I sat outside the Link Street one day, hope my car would come and knock her over. Luckily the old lady saw me and picked her up. I remember doing it. But she was born when we were there. We left there, it must have been when we were about 4.5-ish, because they were building Valley Primary School at the time, and when it opened it, I was one of the first pupils in.
Aye. Aye.
And at the 50th anniversary there, I popped in to see them.
Well, when I moved from Commercial Street up to Cheviot Road, the first school I had to go to, because Valley wasn't open at that time, I had to go to North School.
Oh yes,
Right, so I had to walk from Cheviot Road to North School. And I remember to this day that there was, I think it was the second day I was supposed to be there. My mother hadn't taken me, so I went off on my own and I ended up down at Dunnikier School. So they had to take me from Dunnikier School up to the North School where I should have been.
Well, it wasn't that awfully far.
No.
I think
But anyway,
my pa was there. Eddie
Valley.
Parlow.
Eddie Parlow.
I think he was there in the
Aye.
North School. He
Aye.
came to Valley. And I'm not sure about Johnny Breen.
I knew Johnny Breen and I knew Eddie Parlow.
Well, Eddie got killed very tragically.
Did he?
Oh, very, very, very tragic. He got bronze diabetes, there's a name for it. And he had to go down south every 3 months for a complete blood change.
Right.
And he was at the retail park in Kirkcaldy, and he was walking by the van, and the van went over him, and then everyone said, "Hey, stop!"
Aye.
So by stop, I wonder what he did, so he moved forward over him again.
Oh, dear.
That was Eddie.
Yeah.
Jock Breen, I see Jock Breen all the time, usually at the Rovers.
Aye. The Race Rovers.
And when I took the tour of the school on its 50th anniversary, or was it its 60th anniversary, I can't remember now, it must have been the 60th anniversary, I took that and I introduced myself, and they were awfully good. But the girl that showed me around was John Breen's granddaughter.
John Breen, that takes me back. But aye. So Valley Primary, you talking about being one of the first pupils, we must have been in the top class of the first intake, because my sister, she actually started, Linda started in Valley Primary as her primary school first. She didn't have to go to the north. But when I was there, we got to, because we were 2 years older, we got to stamp all the books. So all the new books that were coming into Valley School, we were the ones, the class that got to stamp them all.
Got you.
So that was a...
What I chose, that was your charity bugger.
We used to brag about it, because it was like we were the first to do this, we were the first to do that, and we used to get to help the Johnny to tack the milk round.
Dave C. Dave C. Do you remember David C?
Aye.
Yeah, so and I remember that horrible people bringing the milk around. I think, why have I got to sit here and they get out to take the milk around?
Right. Because you behaved yourself, we didn't.
Well, I suppose I didn't. No, I
think
it was behaving myself, I was cowed.
Aye.
I was terrified.
Aye.
But I saw how old are you anyway then?
81.
81. And I think you're much older than you, right enough. Aye.
81, 82 will be in November.
Right, all right, okay.
But talking about, again, Valley Primary, when you got to the qualifying stage in Valley Primary,
Yeah.
who was your teacher at that stage?
Oh. No, you really have
Was it a man?
I'm thinking it was a man.
There was Paxson,
No,
Nelson.
no.
I can't mind the names of the teachers.
Oh.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, that's dreadful.
So when it came, it was when you said about did you go to the high school? What were your memories of the actual qualifying, and what was expected of you, and how that worked through for you?
Well, I knew that my friend Elizabeth Barlow and Eddie, my brother, they were older than me. She was the eldest of the two.
Yeah.
And so I knew all about this qualifying.
Right.
But I wasn't particularly worried about it. I sat down and I was going to apply for an A1,
Yeah.
an A2, a B1, or B2, or B2 was the Eddie was B2. But I knew about that. I really didn't know what to do with it. I wanted to go to high school. But we heard that much about the high school snobs. And one thing I never was a snob. I couldn't afford to be, because my dad was a working class man, and such as he was. And my mum, she just worked morning to night. She just worked in the house and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't know if I've got the minerals to be an A1. So I started B1, and I passed it. I got to Ronnie Wood. When he gave me my appraisal, he says it's a very good B1. And a girl in my class school started A1, failed it, she was a B1. Her father went and kicked up with the authorities and put her to the high school.
Dead.
Pat Robertson. Pat Robertson.
Aye. I didn't think she was in your class.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering if that's the same Pat Robertson just been done, because she's the same age as me, at the school in Dundee for abusing all these pupils, all these kids. Patricia Robertson.
She stayed up no far from Temple School, eh?
She stayed in, I'll tell you now, it was,
Kirkwell Place?
no, he went where the YMCA is.
Aye.
She stayed just up, as the Wilson Adam was on the front,
Yeah.
the first one,
Aye.
and her brother, and then there was a house or two, then her.
Aye.
Pat Robertson was in there. Bonnie lassie.
That's a different Pat Robertson fan I'm talking about. But I know who you're talking about.
I'm looking at this old lady now, I'm thinking, that could be her.
Her.
And she was such a lovely wee lassie.
Aye.
A really lovely girl. And I think it was her that put me off eating pomegranates. Because if you eat the seeds, you get appendicitis.
Aye.
So my dad says, what are you doing? So I told him, that's a load of rubbish. So I went tentatively ate the seeds. And I never got appendicitis. Pat Robertson.
That's good. So, right, so come back to the qualifying, you then went to Temple Hall.
Temple Hall.
And
1B1.
1B1, I did the same thing, 1B1. What are your memories of the teachers at Temple Hall?
Pretty much great. Mr. Jameson. I met him with my own son, in fact, later life. He's now the headmaster of Balweary at that time. And my eldest son, he went there, because we lived in Russell Place.
Right.
They bought a house, my ex-husband bought a house in Russell Place. And he went there, the Mr. Band.
Aye.
Loved him.
Science teacher.
Science teacher. He was, I never ever saw them. I got told many rumours and stories about him, but I never saw that.
Right.
He was always, I was good at science, maybe that was it, I don't know.
Aye.
But he was really good with us, it was good with me. I never saw the bad side of him. And there was, James, Mr. Bissett was the techie teacher.
Aye.
And there was also Chewing Gum Charlie.
Clark.
Chip Clark. He was a shit. If you were not good at what you were doing, I just took this. I had a finish day with technical drawing, and I remember one of my pals, Bill Simpson, says to me, "How do you see that? That was your construction lines." I was, "Well, they're supposed to be like that." But Chewing Gum Charlie, he only did this once or twice, and he just left me alone. But he was good on everybody else. But I was good at it, and I was good at it. In fact, I got a credit in my exams, my final exam, school leaving certificate for the techie drawing. Bissett was good. I liked him. Kinninmonth, I got on very well with him. The woodworking teacher was, Karen. They lived just along there, by the way. Karen, it was her dad, was woodwork. Chisel, we called him. Oh, for God's sake. He was a smashing woodwork teacher, I liked him. Mr. Reid, he was a good woodwork teacher, I got on well with him. English, Sadie Cunningham. Who else?
You know, Sadie Cunningham, I speak to this day about how I went right through to her stage in secondary school and I hated English. I hated it. And she was the one person and she got me to love it. It was like she did bits of Shakespeare. It was like, did you ever see that film Dead Poets Society?
I did. Was that Robin Williams?
Aye.
Aye.
That was, she reminded me of him.
Robin Williams.
Because she used to stand, she got up, one day she got up on the table, on the desk, and recited poetry. And it was like seeing poetry from a different angle, you can. But she got me to think about all the different aspects of English without thinking about all the adverbs and adjectives and all the rest of that.
Yeah,
It was
that's
just
clever.
English. Beautiful.
That's
beautiful.
clever.
But she was, everybody spoke about her because she was old school.
She was old school.
Aye, she was tweed
Aye,
skirts and
aye.
brogues.
That's right. But I
Lovely.
got on well with her. And with Betsy Barker.
Aye.
But her name was Babs, I believe. But we called her Betsy.
Betsy.
I got on with her. And then she came into class one day. Do you remember Janice Codd? Janice Codd was the doll of the school. And she came into class and I'm standing snogging her.
Oh dear.
I gets to class saying, "Mr. Greig, you're a philanderer." I didn't know what that meant. So I got a book to read, a dictionary. I was a philanderer. And she's dead, but I know her brothers awfully well. I see one of her older brothers regularly, but she's died. And there was, Ardent was at private school, secondary school.
Did you get Calderhead?
Oh, I loved him.
He was a joker, wasn't he?
I loved him. There was a boy, his name was Jim. His friends were very good to him. They gave him tea and cakes and jam and slices of delicious ham. They even took him to the zoo and it was there, the fateful of him. On this inauspicious day, he slipped her hand and ran away. Then suddenly, a lion sprang and bang! Suddenly began to eat the boy, beginning at his feet. But it was the accentuations. It wasn't there was a boy, stop it. Somebody at my door.
Oh dear.
Look at it. It wasn't there was a boy. There was a boy. There was a boy.
Lovely.
You know, and it was the way he got in. So I got on very well with him. And then he had a wee class play once, and there was a guy, it was Briggs Beale, I'll never forget his name, and my pal Eric Beale, obviously was him.
Aye, aye.
And I can't remember my part, but I was the loudmouth guy. I was the loudmouth guy, and which suited me right down to the ground. It called ahead. I loved him. In fact, I wrote an essay, and I put him in it, and what was it I said? And if you saw him, you think, let's just shock his hair stood on end, like it, you know, and it did.
Aye.
Never said anything to me. He just mucked I did well with him, called her.
Yeah.
I liked him.
At school, at secondary school, a lot of teachers called me Douglas because Douglas was my first name. Right? So, but Calderhead, he used to get round that by, if he was trying to get my attention, which was quite odd, he used to just shout, Mr. Double D. And
I like it.
Oh, aye. He was a nice guy.
I got on very well with him. I've never understood anybody that didn't get on with him. Because I got on with him. But I wasn't great at English. I was passable. But I was very good with poetry. Writing it. In fact, there was one I wrote, Jackie Jones, he did Love Speed, away like the wind away. He thought he'd be king of the railway track, like a speed of lightning away. But it had to have that wee all the way through the... He loved it. No, I got on well with him.
He was, I think he was my first geography teacher. And he used to get myself and a lassie called Eleanor Carrick. Now you might remember her. I'm sure she went on to have something to do with council. But Eleanor and we used to have to go into, it was like just a wee room where they kept books and all the rest of it. Are you okay for time?
No. I'm a slave to this stupid watch. Just bear me a sec. I think I'm okay. Right, I've got to get up and walk for a minute.
Right.
And it keeps me going. And I could get rid of it any time I like. But to me, that's what keeps me going.
Right.
So if you want, can I walk just around here?
Please.
That's all I need to do. Plus, in fact, I find at night time watching the telly, when I've done my 12 hours, or my 12 minutes, it keeps my knees going as well. So I'll just do that. Because I'm really sorry.
No, not at all. Roy's just left us for a minute or two. I'm just explaining to... Once you get to a certain age, you're prone to have to get up and walk about just because your knees are going to seize up or your back's going to seize up or something's going to seize up, which is unfortunately all too regular.
No, that was absolutely fine. I've got to say safe paper. Okay, thank you. Oh, that was good, you see.
You've done your bit.
Did it. I paid the copies.
So thank you very much, Roy.
Not at all. That's it. I walk out here and hold my head up high. Particularly, halfway down the road I forgot to pay for the coffee. I think that's nationwide. Yes, Bartys Kirkcaldy, £7.60. No, you're all right. I don't need to know that. It says this is my stand goal out of 12, and that's 6 so far. And that now is just one away from my move, my exercise, should I say?
Yep.
And that's 272 out of 360 for my total move. So I'll crack that, no problem.
Good.
So I'm sorry about that.
No,
I do apologise for that.
No, I was just telling the tape that it's one of the things that's we're prone to when you get to a certain age. You've got to start thinking of when do I move, how do I move, can I move?
Aye, can I move? Aye.
So, right,
yes.
Thinking about something different for school, Roy.
Right.
Thinking about childhood and the kind of things that, as a laddie, what you did, what were your pastimes, what did you get up to as a laddie?
Well, one thing I did a lot was we bought roller skates, but they were metal wheels.
Aye, sure.
And I loved that. I got my mum, everything I wore was on the tick.
Right.
Everything. Feet to vest on the tick. Because my dad at the time, I think the White Heather was his second home.
Right.
But he spent a lot of his money on sick animals. But he didn't know they were sick when he backed them.
Oh, see. That's a good way of putting it.
Innit?
Aye.
My dad, to him, was probably the most important person in the whole wide world. I remember somebody put on Facebook once, said, your dad could be your dad again, wouldn't he? I went, no. He went, no. And I've tried to mould myself totally opposite to him. And I'll give you an example. I've got the stage 4 CKD, right? So I was telling my sons individually, I says, if it goes to stage 5, I'll either be on dialysis or need a kidney. Both of them went, can't bother my dad. Never even thought about it.
Good.
And I couldn't, I still feel it yet. But if my dad had said that to me, I would have, what a shame, son. Sorry, Dad. But no, so I think I've done better than him.
Yeah.
Other than that, that was us. Everything was on tick, and I resented that. And so when I got older and I got married, the one thing I said, no one has ever come into this house. The tick man Saturday, you know, like the Chinatown. You know what it's called, Chinatown? Because the tick man would come around and go, and next door would shout, Shinton! That's what it's called, Chinatown.
Wow.
So they go to that one, knock on that one,
Aye.
and that's what they say, Shinton either. And that's what it's called, Chinatown, Shinton.
Well,
So,
I've heard that often because I was a rent collector in Kirkcaldy.
oh,
Kirkcaldy Dizer.
oh, there
No
you go. There you go. But playing Baldies with the lassies, but we lived across the Valley Gardens field, so I played cricket in there. I was good at that. When I was 3, my sister was wee, she got injected vaccine against whooping cough. I didn't, because my mum thought I'd be too old. I got whooping cough.
Right.
9 months.
Aye.
9 months. It left me asthmatic. As it transpires, I'm not asthmatic, I have bronchiectasis. But I've been undergoing a clinical trial for that. I've just finished it and I'm dickety debut. But I couldn't run about playing football, but I could play cricket.
Right.
And I was playing with older boys, so I had to get good at it, because I just get in them out. You know, if I'm bowling, I would bring the field in. So I had to learn to bowl, I had to learn to hit the ball, so I got a decent shot at it. I liked it because I didn't have to run about,
Sure.
except between the wickets.
Aye.
So what I wanted to do was try and, so I didn't have to run.
Aye.
4s and 6, well he could do 4s and
Aye.
6s. In fact, Davy Caird was one of the guys, he said if it went underneath that bit of the fence, that was a 2. I think he did that just for me. But I loved it, I was good at that. That was really the sum total. Then they opened the play park up at the top, right across the flats.
Aye.
I think it was before they went on fire. That was funny. And we were there a lot, my pals and I, Mike Simpson, Eddie Barlow, we were always there, Eric Beale and that, at the play park.
What was the name of them? You ken there was like what they call the witch's hat, with the seats on the side.
That was the Ocean Wave.
The other one was just the hanging on.
That was the Ocean Wave. That was that.
Because I still, to this day, I could not remember what they called that. Because when I think about it, we must have been absolutely mad.
Totally insane!
Aye.
But I'll tell you, it was a good thing. I was very, up to spare time there. I was good at the Ocean Wave, and I could develop a grip.
Aye, so
you know,
was
and it was this one wee guy, he was in my young sister's class, and he'd been a bit of a bugger there. And John, he came here around Carnegie Crescent way,
Right.
Robertson, and I thought, are you going to have a shot in this, John? Well, we learned. If you're going around, it goes up and down just like the Ocean Waves.
Aye.
But if they come down and you stopped and pulled it back, it wrapped the other guy around the pole backwards. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But I was good at it. Oh gosh, are you okay? Oh, sorry, John. I did that deliberately.
It was a way that you could actually draw it in
Yes.
and run round with it, and the person that was hanging
Aye,
was straight
it was horizontal. I know. Oh, it was great. A few people tried to get me off of that. White boys for the bush.
The bush.
Remember the bush boys?
Aye.
But it never ever happened.
That was the. I could just about name them all. The Bush Gang.
Amy Proven, he was the bad one. Amy Proven and Chick Brown, Iron Brew. him and I they came out, but we landed up great pals.
Aye.
Great pals. But Chick Brown, Hamey Proven, the Mitchells, Ian Mitchell, and the one that became the boxer, Ali Mitchell.
Aye. Ali was in the same boys' brigade as us. Ali Mitchell.
What were you in?
Up 12. Up in
St Paul's. Oh, right, okay. I was in number 8 platoon to start with. In fact, there,
Abbott's Hall.
right there, no Hunter Hall.
Hunter Hall, sorry.
Right. Then I went to number 4, Abbott's Hall.
Abbott's Hall.
Fun
Aye.
enough.
Boys' brigade. I was in boys' brigade for, I must have been, what, 6 years?
Maybe not far behind you. I joined when I was about 11, nearly 12. And I think, no, I wouldn't be that length of time. Because I started working when I was 16. But by that time I was a very competent drummer.
Right. So you're in the bugle band?
I was in the bugle band.
I thought you might be Jock Markey.
Jock Markey, I adored that man. He was a brilliant bugler, a great bugler.
Oh, aye.
And we used to, I remember one time we were meeting another boys' brigade bugle band. We were in Cooper, whether they came to Cooper I don't know, but they gave us the music. The trouble is we didn't read music. Our pipe band did. Well, I started off there, but I hated the instructor. And if I told my dad was a boxer for the army and that, if I told my dad, he'd probably going to punch his lights out. So I didn't tell my dad, but I left and went, 'cause I wanted to be a drummer. And I left and went and joined the bugle band. And they got the music and I said, oh, didn't leave that to me. So I went and seen Davy Richardson, who's the tipper, or the pipe band. I said, Davy, we need to learn this. So he taught us all, and we learned it off part, went up, they did the Kennett. They made the rain stuff up. So we had to relearn what they were playing, which really pissed me off, big style. For the tape that was not nice, but it meant it. But we were really raging. Why us?
We used to, I always remember for when we were at camp and you had the bands, the different bands, and the silver, the brass, and the silver, the pipe, and the bugle band. And it was, what was it they used to say? Humbury Haw.
Ho, Humbury Haw, the Humbury Haw.
Right.
Oh, Jake Faulkner.
That's right, Jake Faulkner. And then when Jock Markey, it was just a different pace, and everybody seemed to just pick up.
Did you ever do the church parades?
Oh, aye.
They play around, then you can see all the, whenever we, yes, and it hated a storm, it burnt everybody up there to go band.
That was St. Rising Church.
Yes.
So what camps did you go to?
I didn't go to any.
Did you know?
No, I went to weekend camps later on in my life, mainly because I was a bedwetter.
Right.
And I wouldn't take the embarrassment.
No. Was that the weekend camps?
Connectswood.
Aye.
Loved it.
I said it, aye.
Loved it.
We used to get up to some pranks there. But I remember one time it was a lad in a platoon, and he decided in the morning he was going to get up Bishop Hill before anybody else. And he went up the top, up by the cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sitting there on the cliff, on the edge of the cliff, and he's sitting there with rocks, throwing them down, and as we were coming up, and the stuff was coming down.
Was he insane?
Absolute nuts. Absolutely.
Who was he?
Sent him. I can't even mind his
What
name.
was that pity? I wish I'd let him know if I'd get him.
Aye.
I can't believe that.
Sitting on the, well, you came the rock face I'm talking about.
Aye.
But the sheep down the bottom were all running, and we're coming up, and these rocks are coming down. But he was sent him. He was sent him. One of the officers got him, sent him.
Holy shit.
And that was on the morning, the first morning that we were there. But aye, weekend camps are great fun.
Well, I remember the first time I was going up to weekend camp, but this time I was getting a bit better, so I was hopeful I would be fine. And George Deere, he says to me, "You got to climb the hill." I climb on the hill, aye, sure. And we get there, but there's a hill right there. That's not a hill, it's a mountain. Well, I was halfway up there, maybe not even halfway up there, and I couldn't breathe. I was fighting for breath. And Jimmy Cooper was our sergeant. Okay, we used to do the round pillbox thing at that time. He was our sergeant. He ran the YMCA, kind of man. He was an absolute fabulous guy. just relax, just breathe, just, you know. And I got up that hill,
Aye.
thanks to Jimmy Cooper.
Jimmy Cooper. Jimmy was a lad, and right up until the time he retired, he was involved with the Y.
He was.
Nice
And then all
thing,
these
yeah.
stories went on about him.
I know.
I'd like to, I had a Sunday to tell my side of the story, and I couldn't.
Terrible.
You know, because I don't believe it for him. And
No,
he was
I don't
alone
either.
with me, a 13-year-old boy,
I don't believe it.
and he did nothing. He did nothing but help me. So I don't. Somebody was out for him.
I think so. But the Y in Kirkcaldy, that was one of her haunts.
Right, I was never out of there.
Dancing. Was just,
Oh, the 70. Well, that that puts it in another trajectory.
I bet it does.
We went there. I lived up the road, and just just where all the grass is. We moved there, and I was doing the YMCA, and the group was setting up. I knew the drummer, Dave Elder, pretty well, and the Beasts had just come back for the tour of Hamburg,
Right.
and they were in Kirkcaldy. His bass player is we had his amp or his speaker parked in before the gig.
Right.
And it was just about to start, you know. And it says, Roy, could you do me a favour? I said, if I can, what do you want me to do? Could you play the drums till I get back?
Yeah, boy.
I went, aye, sure.
Aye.
I had a drum kit, but nah, we'll not go any further. And I said, aye, sure. I did. So I went up and he says, what do you want to play? I said, anything with the Shadows will do fine. So we did, it was the Guitar Tango, Wonderful Land or something.
Aye.
We did all that, and Foot Tapper. I did all that, and I was really in the groove. I was loving it. Come off the stage, and this wee guy came up to me with long hair, and he went, "You in a group?" I went, "No, I'm not." He said, "Want to join a group?" So I wouldn't mind joining the group. Why? He said, "Well, I manage a group. They're called the Fugitives, and they need a good drummer." They had a drummer, but he was very, very old school.
Right.
Tippity-tappity-tappity, nothing modern as it was. So I went along. It was in East Weems, doing the Bray Tours ashore,
Yeah.
West Weems, I think. And I went in there, I got the bus along, I think. I walked down, got the place, went in, and no, that can't be right, I must have got a lift along. And the drums I had, the gigsters, my pal had bought them, I was teaching, and he joined the army. So I took over the payments of the drum kit, the gigster. I mean, they're really cheap and nasty, but what I did them all up. And I got a lift along. I must have got a lift along. Robin Cummins gave me a lift.
Right.
So we set up and we started playing, and we did a couple of Shadows numbers. Then Roger was the singer. He saw a couple. That was me in. And I played actually Sween's Club. Played White Heather in Kirkcaldy,
Very good.
and that was me started playing. For,
Superb.
I played at the Depth with Johnny Duncan and the Bluegrass Boys when they did a gig in Kirkcaldy, because the Country and Western Society of Fife come and got me to play with him. And we were offered, we did the Caledonian Hotel there, and then we were offered a cruise, but I had a good show, and I'd never had a wee baby. My daughter was born, and I didn't know, I really wasn't very sure.
Sure.
So George, he had a good job, and Stowe Woodward, the manager, Wally was unemployed, so he wanted the gig, you know, but we never took it. So that was the end of that story. Where could I be in the day?
Right.
Sleeping at Beveridge Park or
Okay. When you see some of them now, it's some of the boys that played in the bands out of the Y. It's incredible what they've done.
Oh aye.
Just absolutely superb.
Oh aye.
But always remember, and I always talk about Saturday night at the Y, you paid your money, but when you went in, if it was already living, busy, the water was running off the walls.
Oh no, that's right.
Aye. The sweat.
The one thing you didn't do was lean against the wall.
Oh no, you.
Because you were sweating
so-
anyway. This was even worse.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, aye. And you used to be dying to get out for a wee minute or two, just to get a cold drink or to stand outside for a minute or two.
That's
It
right.
wasn't for a cigarette at that time.
No.
It was
No,
very
that was a
long.
cold drink.
Aye.
And then the guys for Sweeten come along.
That's right.
And then Jimmy Cooper showed how hard a man he really was.
Aye.
And that stopped that long.
Aye. Sorted them out. But I loved it. You heavy for time.
No, I'm okay. I'm good for time.
Aye.
I'm good for time. She said that.
Aye. So, right, thinking about then, we've got a wee bit about primary school, we've got a bit about secondary school, we've got a bit about what you actually did when you were a youngster. What about your winching days? Where did you meet your first girlfriend?
My first girlfriend, she lived, there's the flats, right, Greg, Barlow, Mitchell, Roos, Richie, McKeeve. This wee lassie here,
Aye.
my first girlfriend.
So what was her name?
Kathleen Mitchell,
Kathleen Mitchell.
my first girlfriend. It was, I would be what, 7 or 8,
Aye, aye,
you know.
aye.
That wore protection. No, I'm looking.
That's on tape.
Oh, you could use that, you could use that. Kathleen Mitchell.
Aye.
And when I was in the Boys Brigade Bugle Band, there was a guy called John Leach. I got introduced to him. He was in St John's, I think. And but the guys that called him Plum. Plum Leach is now, I'm sure he's the guy that runs Milton Road Bowling Club.
All right.
And he's still married with Kathleen.
Aye.
And they've got one daughter that I know, oh shut up. They've got one daughter that I know of, Gail, and she's autistic, she's on the spectrum. She's married to a guy called Keith, and he's about 18 foot tall.
Oh dear.
Wonderful man. He's on the spectrum as well. That was my first girlfriend, was Kathleen Mitchell.
And what about when you were at that teenage stage? Where was it you met your first, or where did you meet? Where did you meet a girl? Where did you go to meet a girl?
That's a damn good question. I don't ever think I went anywhere to meet a female.
It just
They just turned up.
Aye. Yeah.
Babe magnet, you know what I mean?
Aye.
I don't know, I never ever, I was always at the YMCA.
Aye.
In fact, the strange thing is, ultimately, that's where I met my wife.
Right.
We danced a couple of times, and she was actually going out with somebody else.
Right.
Hanky Comfy Weems. If I thought long and hard, I'll tell you his name. And we were going to go to the YM that night again, Saturday night, and I was very disappointed that she wasn't there. What I didn't know was she was meeting him.
Right.
Just call it off. Next day, I'm just in the front watching the band. I think it was the young front, Miller Sword, and Billy Dixon. And I just watched the next day, whack on my shoulder. I thought, and the way we always step forward if we could turn around, in case the fist was coming, you know. And if we stood there, I went, oh. So and I don't remember much of that night. I just danced with her, and we kissed, and we danced. I took her home, and I lived here. She lived along there. So I was snogging her at the back door, and her brother, young brother Bobby, kept popping up, as young brothers do. And that was it. And we got married, 2 kids, a daughter. I met and my elder son Ryan. But I never remember, that was at 18 I was married. So I didn't just that guy walking up, he was off like John Breen. Funnily enough. If you see him, you'll get what I mean. It's the same build, the same hair. He's already coming to view with you now. Right there, I thought that was John Breen. Good.
My goodness.
But but so I never really went anywhere. To be fair, they gravitated to me, and honestly,
Aye.
they did. I don't know why.
So were you a Wraith man at all? Did you ever go to the dance at the Wraith?
I was at the was it Monday night. Monday night dance.
Aye.
Aye, I went there. I could tell you a great joke about that, but no for the tape. I was there a lot. I never really went for any particular reason. I'm a sad sack. I went there to listen to the drummer.
Aye, aye.
Oh, what was his name? He was Harry Nicholson.
Harry Nicholson, I ken Harry Nicholson.
Harry Nicholson.
Aye, he was a good drummer.
He was a lovely drummer. And I watched and I tried to model myself on him. It didn't matter what they played, he could play it.
Aye.
And I just thought he was amazing.
Aye.
And so I tried to be like him. Having played country dance music with the Boys Brigade and that, or country dance type music, it's all basic paradiddles, one with daddies, rapping the cues and things.
Aye.
That was all quite simple. The modern stuff, I had to busk and learn as I went along. Harry Nicholson did it all. Could do it all. And that was, to me, and we got on very well, by the way, Harry Nicholson and And when I got told that he died, what a shock that was. That was a dreadful shock to the system.
He was a good drummer though.
He was a smashing drummer.
But you saying, Roy, that you're a sad person, even just jokingly, it's something that an awful lot of people did. Who actually went to listen to music or to listen to the drummer or that guitarist or the dancing wasn't that important.
No.
It wasn't going along to
No.
meet a girl or anything. It was
No.
like,
And you get something, I still do it yet.
I bet.
Wherever I am, I watch the band, I listen to the band. My eldest grandson, my eldest son's son, super guitarist. He taught my young grandson, my second younger grandson, now he's 18 now, you want to hear him, he's amazing. In fact, him and I were busking last night in my house.
All right.
I was singing, he was playing, he wanted to play Twist and Shout. I said, I used to do that when I sang with the band. I said, well, so we did it, but it was fine. With a bedroom, it's his bedroom, my house. And we did that. But that's what I did. I want to see what you play. How do you play? We're going to a wedding on Saturday, my wife and I, across in Cumnock, New Cumnock. We're staying the night in the hotel, and the guy that's getting married, he runs a couple of dance bands, and I think it'll be one of his bands that's doing it, because we were at his brother's wedding last year, up in the middle of Scotland somewhere. It's brilliant. And but the drummer was, I'm not going to say old school, but it was country dance band stuff. Anything modern, it wasn't there.
No.
That wasn't there. But he did have a drum the same as Ringo Starr had. So I'm not to see what Bond does. But they called the Roving Haggis, or the Summing Haggis, is the name of that band. So we'll see what this one is. But he runs them, but he is a great musician himself. If there's violin and keyboard, Craig Payton is superb. But I would go to see them. So, but I just want to see the bands, see what the drummer, because I learned from you.
Aye, absolutely.
You know.
Aye, that's what it was about.
What I used to say, you always could always tell the drummer, he stood just to the left of the stage, never did all that, just did that, and watched the drummer. And I thought, maybe that's me.
Aye.
Maybe they modelled that on me.
Aye.
But that's what I did.
Aye. And it wasn't seen as something that was sad, it was something that was what you did.
That's it. It was in me. That's what.
Fantastic.
Aye.
So, right, that's really good, Roy. I think we've covered what we need to cover or what we want to cover today. But what I'll say to you is, if you wanted any time, if you want to come along to the podcast group that we have, there's no reason why you can't do that. Now, they're a nice bunch of people, awfully nice. I've got to know them over the past, year and a half, 2 years, and they've become friends. So but we talk, and very like we've been chatting today, I've learned so much about you, and I'm sure that when folk listen to it, they're going to have the same kind of memories and be able to relate to what you've been talking about. So,
There's one thing they will relate to. They're bound to remember this. It's absolutely a certainty that they'll remember this.
But you remember, before I forget to say, oh my goodness, fantastic, that's brilliant. So when was that then?
It must have been somewhere in the region. My son started playing, he was born in 73, he started playing about 78, 79, so it must have been anything for 79 up to about 1990.
Very good.
On the television there ran.
Superb.
And that was me.
Absolutely brilliant.
So basically, it's no Greig again, is it?
Very, very
Yes,
good.
it is. So yeah, that was another big passion. It was my ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
I never played, I couldn't afford to play.
No.
But my son did.
I'd love to watch.
I loved it. My mum, before I knew how to spell, my mum taught me 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate, FLYERS, Flyers. I didn't care what that was. But she went when they first opened in 1938, and she got addicted, which meant as I got older and they reformed again, and one of my cousins played for them, Bill Greig, well I had to go along and spend what shilling I had to get in. And that was, oh, I was hooked.
One of the lads that's in the group, a guy called Archie, he was a Fife Flyers. Well, wasn't part of the Fife Flyers, but he went to other matches around. Can't have right about them. But aye, the Wraith Rovers, you were part of as well. Aye.
I'm a season ticket holder. I was on the committee for a lot of years for the 200 club. And then they come in the, I can't say that really. They got the new directors in.
Aye.
We call him Barrow Boy and Dean Mackenzie. And we sat there one day at an AGM. Oh, we had an AGM, it's not, we've always been self-autonomous. And £40 a year membership. Fair enough, that's bro. The room we were in, that we had, it was all done by the members. Before, I was a member of the club many years ago. When I come back to the club, we moved to what was now the Wraith Suite, to this wee cubby hole that we have now. But I remember I got told that all the seating was installed by the members, the floor was done, the bar was built by the members, television was installed by the members. But I improved on that, I sorted all that. Yeah. And then they come along and says, right, it's going to be £150 a year. Pardon? They went to the McGregor Lounge, they went, aye, okay. They went to the McMullen Lounge, they went, aye, okay. And they come to us, we went, ram it. So we had an EGM put to them. We went back to them and says, look, we've already charged their members £40. Is this another 150 on top? Oh, but yeah, it's a weird chat. Says, well, no paying it then. At the same EGM, Tracy, good God, says, what about the Milton Road Bowling Club? I said, what about it? So well, that closes during our season. Then they bowl in the winter. It's only around the corner. So our committee went there, I was off the committee, but this time, our committee went and met them, and they said, oh, that's going to come back, right? We introduced to John Leach, and I come along by all manner of means. They've never had it so good. We're stowed out every Saturday at Milton Road. A lot of home games. And then we run a whisky tasting every 2 months or so. Well, it's actually expanded. It becomes gin tasting and rum tasting and that. A guy called Johnson Scott runs that. And it was always in our own place. No, you didn't come and taste whisky. You have whisky, you have it at the bar. I didn't. I just had my whisky or my rum. I didn't drink beer. And we said, okay then. They lost that. We went to Milton Road, and John Leach was the 2 shoe, picking your own drink. And see, after the first, he said, I'll get the one shot then. He got the shock of his life after that one shot. Not a problem now. Not a problem. And we've done that. In fact, we've got one coming up in next month, I think September, and it's gin. I think it's gin. But I go to them all anyway. I'm a whisky drinker. But I go to them all, support it. But all the money that we make for that went to the Rovers. Not anymore. No. The money they got in the bar from us every year, on 10 years we gave them £100,000. Nothing. Nothing. Dear. Ain't fault.
Of course it is.
Ain't fault. Then the sack Barrow Boy, he's gone. Mackenzie's still there, but he keeps a very low profile. I'm very glad to say. But to me, the alarm bells were ringing. I was doing to do something one day at the Rovers, and I thought the door was open. Right, I parked my car, went in, and I was the chairman of our club. At that time, there was no chairman anymore, but chairman at that time. And Margie was in. She's the committee member, and there's 2 strangers. I went, this must be the new guys. And he said, oh, this is one of the committees, Roy Greig, blah blah blah. He says, oh, what do you do? I says, what do I do? I'm very little. I used to have name business. Andy, he's a businessman. And I thought, what was the big about that? I used to be a businessman. But this was a big thing. Get the money. So I thought, no, alarm bells are ringing. And we're doing it. We did the club out one day, and I was walking behind the door, and the guy that does the announcing, Gordon, he did some. I think I said, hey, what's this community club? It's the 200 club. And I heard him outside going, for now. But it was not about. They discovered this was their plans. So we left, up and left, and they lost a fortune.
Terrible that when people do that.
Exactly. From a great height. So, but my middle son, he's the vice chairman, and his young brother, and his son, they won the committee.
Well, Ronnie, his father, he was part of the organising committee that did the supporters club in Race Rovers.
Oh, aye.
That was Harry Moon. But that would be, that's a few years ago.
That'd be a lot of years ago.
Oh,
Aye.
but anyway.
Ronnie Moon.
Right, so where are we? What happens now, Roy, is that Karen will take what we've talked about and she'll edit.
You mean her there?
Is she coming?
Aye.
I thought she'd be able to come in. Well, Roy, thank you very much for that. I'm sure people will be delighted to hear about all your escapades with the Fife Flyers and others. And we'll look forward to maybe meeting you at the group at some point, the podcast group. Bye just now.